Now that the PCT hike is over, I thought I'd share with you some of the failures I had out there, some of the things that didn't go quite as planned, and at least one thing I'm really glad that I did. In my quest to lighten my pack load, I went through a stage of reducing weight in a number of areas. One of those areas are tent stakes. So one of the things that I did was I replaced the tent stakes that came with my shelter with some titanium hooks, some groundhogs type triangle stakes, and some carbon fiber stakes. Well, ended up not really using the titanium hooks very much, and I used two of the groundhogs for the vestibules on my tent. But one of the failures that I had was on the carbon fiber. So this is the third carbon fiber tent stake that I've lost on multiple trips, that they just don't handle being installed in rocky ground. So they work really great in the backyard, but not so great on the trail. Another disappointment that I had was in my tent footprint. I used a polychiro tent footprint. It's very light, very puncture resistant, but it didn't really work very long. I got a small tear in it, and once the tear got into the product, it just fell apart. Something that worked really well for me was on my Garmin GPS. So my Garmin GPS, I bought a screen protector to go over the screen. It's a tempered glass covering that covers the main screen. You can't really see it here, but it absorbs damage. The original screen protector, you can see I was a little careless when I was storing my pack one day, and took a hit, but it saved my device. They don't cost very much, but it's well worth it. I also had a failure of my trekking pole. So you can see the cork broke. Luckily, these are Cascade Mountain trekking poles, and they actually provide replacement parts. So I actually have this been replaced, and I have it repaired already. So lasted, almost 1,000 miles. One of the things that I took on the trip that I really never had a chance to use was my Fossils snap bowl. Foldable, flat bowl that can also be used as a cutting board, and seemed like it would be a good idea to have. I actually never used it, and I'll probably carry it on my next trip, but I'm not quite sure whether or not it's worth the gadgetry. One other thing that's kind of the jury's still out on is my bite valve hose for my water bottle. So getting older, the water bottles are kind of hard to reach in the pouches, and I get too easily, so I have this hose that screws into the top of a water bottle, and with a magnet that connects to my pack, and it's got a bite valve on the end, so I can sip water while I'm hiking. It worked okay. I'm not quite sure I'm comfortable with it yet, but it made it easy to the electrolytes on the trail and to stay hydrated, because I tend to sip water while I'm hiking. Again, jury's still out.